Yo, I'm in the bed again. You hear me? Uh, First of all, I want to start out by saying thank you for all the birthday wishes. It was certainly overwhelming. I'm gonna do my best in the next couple few days to answer each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Whoops. Thank you so much. Special thanks to Michelle Macklin, Miss Asia, Isaac at Bandit TV Network. Thank you individually. Thank you. So, that being said, that's like throwing the butt in something, right? You're like, yeah, no, but it means you sort of know. I uh I don't know. I listened to some things tonight and I listened to a thing tonight and it was somebody who was questioning my ability to lend and render grace. Grace is sometimes an anomaly that some people have a hard time understanding grace, especially when they see you lending it, right? And I hate to say lending grace because it almost it almost sounds like you're going to get it back. And I think that's the hope, right? That's the hope of grace, is that if you lend it, you'll see a return on your investment. And I heard someone this evening that was clearly questioning my ability as a sober-minded individual with next month 24 months sober, somebody to question who I lent or who I lend or who I give grace to. And it kind of hurt my heart to see somebody that overwhelmed with what happens on the YouTube and just have such deep, venomous feelings about it. And so, for that person, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray. And I'm not one of them people that says I'm going to pray and then I don't. Boy, you better be careful when you ask me to pray for you, because I'm going to do it. Be careful what you ask for. Anyways, this next person, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I haven't prayed for this person, because I have, right? I actually have. And I'm going to tell you that to a degree, I guess I could also say that I've been part of the problem, right? I've been part of the problem in a sense that this person here, let me show you. I want to cover up her name though. This person I have helped in the past. I can tell you definitively that Christmas Day, let's see. No, actually it wasn't Christmas Day. It was December 16th of 2021. I helped this gal. I helped Anita. I can't tell you the premise or any of that stuff. I'm assuming I was just trying to spread Christmas cheer. That being said, when was this? Last night, this happened.
Your mama's a lot lizard, bitch. How about that? Do you fart at the truck stop? Do you fart in your mouth? I bet your teeth smell like you do. Anyway, tonight's not the night.
So, Miss Anita, I don't want you to feel like I'm picking on you. I think that it, I think possibly it could be misconstrued that I'm picking on you. I'm not. I want better for you, right? But it's really difficult. It's really difficult when you see things on the YouTube that are just so glaring, right? Like this woman, dang this iPad. This woman has spoken so many times in the past 3 weeks I've been watching, spoken about God forsaking her, that he has forsaken her. He has forsaken her. And I'm here to tell you, Miss Anita, God has not forsaken you. The issue is that when you live a life chock filled with deceit, you're the one that walks away from him. He doesn't walk away from you. He's always right. And I just had a conversation with somebody about this not even 10 minutes ago. And I think that's probably why it's kind of on my heart to do all this, say all this. It doesn't matter if you left him under the stairs, if you left him in the storage closet at work, if you left him in the trunk of your car, he's always right there where you left him. All you got to do is go back and get him, right? He's right there. He hasn't went nowhere. He's not playing hide and seek with you, right? If he sees you, and this is my feeling on it. If he sees you kicking your own self in the backside, what he will let you do is he will let you express your self-will. He will let you continue to live a life with freedom of choice, right? If you continue to lie to everyone else, he knows you can't be honest with yourself. If you're honest with yourself, Anita, you're automatically honest with everyone else. That's a fact. That is a truism. And what happens is when we are living lives full of deceit, what happens is that we get so good. There's a hair trigger on our mechanism, right? Where we can get called out, criticized, or whatever, and that we can automatically fire back a deceitful response that we think caps off the end of the lie. But what we've done is we've capped off being caught in a lie by spawning a new lie, right? So I too, Anita, have heard you spark cigarette lighters and smoke. I heard you spark one while you were standing in front of the Walmart blabbing on one of your days where you're feeling great, right? You're blabbing, you're waiting on little man to come pick you up, and and then I guess you don't think we can hear you talking with a mouth full of smoke. We know what that sounds like. It sounds different, right? So this is a just for instance, right? So my Michelle says, I feel for you, Nita. I honestly do. But I heard your lighter strike 3 times. You're smoking with pneumonia. You're not even smoking with pneumonia. You're smoking with double pneumonia, chronic bronchitis, and all of these other lung issues that you've said that you've had, right? Not only that, but you have staples in your head. All of those things, smoking is not good for, right? Now, this was her response. This was her response to hearing the lighter strike. You probably did, because I found 2 lighters and enough cigarettes that were put out that I can re-roll and sell singles of for a pack and a half of cigarettes to sell. That's 30 cigarettes at 25 cents a piece. I hold up my son, but I try to have items of use that I sell. I can't do like bottles of water, that's not possible. So I have a rolling machine from when I used to smoke. For $2, I got enough tubes to roll 100 or 200 cigarettes at 25 cents each. I sell them in the store parking lots, the Goodwill, the food pantry, wherever to make money. I do everything I can to try and make money while looking for a job. All you have to do is ask. Don't always assume stuff. You know, if I was smoking with this pneumonia, you would have heard me have a coughing fit, probably have to use my inhaler. And if I was smoking, I'll tell you, because it would be cigarettes that I picked up pieces of and re-rolled. I've had those tubes since June. I got those in a 1.5 pound bag of, I believe, Gambler brand tobacco menthol on clearance at the store that sells goat's milk soap for 50 cents a bar. Those bags were on clearance for 39 cents. I sold 8 packs of cigarettes from those 5 bags at 39 cents that I bought. I try literally to do everything I can. Oh, I will is a decent job making $8 an hour and spending $145 a week out of that for gas and back and forth to work. Wasn't put me ahead. Wow. I was getting behind. I was having to get a loan to put gas in and to put oil in, transmission fluid in between May days. I think she means paydays, right? So it goes on and on and on. And it's this thing to try to sell the fact that she got caught into another lie, right? Like, look at this. This is her response to being told somebody heard her find 2 lighters. Must be she found 2 lighters on a live stream, but then never talked about it. I don't know, but it's the same old thing, right? It's these 2 comments are in favor of her. So quite naturally, she didn't respond to them, right? Then as soon as someone says something she doesn't like, she's going to write you a novelette, right? And I think that the issue with all of this is that with the number of people that are now covering all of this, it's starting the realization to other people are kicking in. I've had people come around me that have tried to help her monetarily, so on and so forth. I don't know. It's like every single thing is a lie, and they're terrible lies that people they pick right up on it, right? This lady said that she's waiting to go into a program. It's a 9-month program, and that you have to pray every day. Well, let me tell you what, Nita, you don't have to wait to go to a 9-month program to pray 20 times a day. You should at least pray 3 times a day, and that's at meals, right? 5 times a day is probably typical, right? When you get up before you face the day, you're going to pray over your food at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you're going to pray accordingly before you get in the bed. So all of these things, from the staples to, you jumping and telling the security, shh, like, this is the thing, Nita. The YouTube environment is a very toxic environment, right? But when you fight to resurrect yourself for yourself, and people can see that it's an honest mission, guess what? The people turn back. And that then they respect you in spite of yourself, right? When you're doing the right thing and you're not lying and you're not cheating and you're not scamming, right? You started off this live stream by saying you were at a, no, it was the one you did today. You were hours away from your hometown where you're usually at. But again, you're begging for gas. How did you make it hours away and you didn't have any gas yesterday? Like, see, it's those things. And the problem is that you've compacted all of these lies that you're telling every day that people, it's so, the regular, you don't even have to be an avid watcher of this. You can just listen to a portion of one live stream and catch you in lies, Anita. Like, stop. Don't you know if you could just find a way, and it's not impossible, find a way to resurrect yourself? And probably as easy as it would be for the YouTube anyways, I don't know about your personal situation, but for the YouTube, you could come on here and do X, Y, or Z, and it mean nothing. Or you could come on and say, listen, I have some real issues in my life. And one of my issues is I have a hard time telling the truth. I am going to make a conscious effort from here on out to tell the truth. Even if it's a truth that is embarrassing. Mind you, that the embarrassing things, you don't have to tell anybody about that unless you want to, right? But you can come here and you can tell people, you can start to be honest by telling people you've been a liar. And then you can walk that road from there on out. People don't want to see you fail, but they're going to make points. They're going to make a point to show all of the craziest things, right? I listened to a short on Tangeray from the Jerks. I listened to you say you had a terminal blood illness. And this was from like 3 or 4 years ago. You clearly do not have a terminal blood illness because I never heard anything about it years ago, never heard that clip, and haven't heard you say anything about a terminal blood illness since, right? I think that it's very clear that you're dealing with a substance abuse issue. That being said, it doesn't make you exempt from these people online, right? The Jerks, for instance, they didn't care nothing about coming on and tearing me up online if I was doing the wrong stuff. Now that I'm not the same person I was before, they lend me grace. They don't, right? When I come around them, they're, hey, Benny, good to see you. I have a soft spot for all the jerk ladies. Like, they don't know that, right? But it's like when I listen to them interact with each other, man, they have a crazy cool dynamic, right? And I like each one of them for individual things. We're not going to go into that. I have a newfound respect for many people online that used to do to me the very same things that you find yourself confronting. Now, lying wasn't my issue. I had a whole other issue, right? I never really just had to say enough to lie to anybody else, but I was lying to myself, which is equally as bad. I'm not going to say that lying to yourself is worse than lying to someone else, but it's a symptom of the problem, right? So all of these things, like, I was taken back with you actually making a point to wander around a Walmart, not pick anything up, but preface it all by saying you were hours away from the regular Walmart you're at in your hometown. First of all, I don't believe a stitch of that. I believe you're at just another Walmart in a joining an adjoining town, or maybe at the regular one you're always at. I don't know. I don't care. But for you to say you're hours away, you document every second of your life here, or at least all of the bad, what you want us to think are the bad parts of your life, right? And you're fleecing these people. People are still sending you money. There is a lot of people that understand that if they want to see Anita rage, it's just as easy as saying, "Oh, I Cash Apped you some money." You'll continue to say that your Cash App is closed. I heard you the other day say that you were going to help a gal who had Cash Apped you some money. You were going to help her get her money back. And you said that we, which in this situation, we is you and the police, were monitoring your Cash App account because your card had been stolen. And people, I mean, what would someone want with your Cash App card? There's no money in it, right? What would they want with your Cash App card? And no, police aren't monitoring Cash App cards. What they'll tell you to do is to cancel your card and have a new one sent in 5 to 7 business days. All of these things are lies. And you have to be able to be constitutionally capable of being honest with yourself and then everyone else, Anita. It's imperative. And just food for thought. You can come here and you can start anew, but you have to make the consistent effort to remain on that walk of honesty, right? Can you imagine if you're just being honest? Don't come here and lie. Don't come here and scam. Come here and be honest. We all know you're not being honest, and there's dynamics as to why people still are giving you money. You've got the couple that feels sorry for you, the couple that maybe want to just watch the ride continue. They want to continue to finance the train wreck so that they can just be entertained. And then you may have the people who always support the underdog, which may fall into more of the bracket of people who feel sorry for you. And then you have the people, another dynamic, I don't know, is maybe the people who don't like the people that are covering you, so they're going to give you money to spite them. All weird stuff nonetheless, right? But when we hear things like truck stop expletives and all of those things, like, it's really hard. It becomes very hard for the general public to take what you have going seriously, right? Because it's so easy for you to read a comment that someone in your vertical live streaming. So you're vertical live streaming and you are inviting weirdos that are just scrolling through all of the vertical live streams to come over, hear you begging, make a comment, and now all of a sudden you're talking about people's teeth smelling like farts. Anita, you don't even have a whole set of your top teeth. I hear you had 2 sets. You put them into storage, and then a hurricane came through and swept away your teeth. But here you go, talking about somebody else's teeth smelling like farts. Like, Anita, you got to get this together, gal. If you enjoy living on earth in any stretch of the word, you got to get right. And it appears that with your situation, whatever it is, I'm not here to put a name to it or a face to it, but you got to get right. You got to get right with yourself in Jesus, and then everything else will fall into line, right? So Food for thought. Stop lying. Admit to yourself, you know you're a liar. Admit to yourself you're lying, and then admit to the people that still support you, whether it's by watching your videos or this or that. I heard you say the day little man was coming to pick you up that your unemployment check was about to hit, and that you would be able to buy little man a Happy Meal. And then 2 minutes later, you're asking other people to donate you money so they can help you buy a Happy Meal for little man. Meanwhile, we've not heard a word about your unemployment check yet. So admit that you have a hard time telling the truth as it regards you asking people for money online, right? Start there. See what that gets you. Guess what? If you do that and it doesn't work, you can go right back to lying, no problem. And then what you have now is going to remain. Anyways, I love all of y'all individually. Remember, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Have a great night.